Good morning, my friends. This is Christy Shell with Zeal Coaching. You are watching Coffee with Christy. Today we are getting rid of fear. We are busting some fear, busting through fear, okay? One of the things that's really happened for a lot of people, especially as we kind of sequestered in, and especially our introverts, and now we have to move out into the world again. And I have this on a regular basis in my office with my beautiful clients who are really struggling to kind of get their confidence back and get back out into the world from being sequestered, kind of even still from COVID and that type of thing. So I wanted to give you just 3 quick tips to think about how to do this differently. So lots of research is now saying more than anxiety medicine, more than like cannabis, more than all these kind of things, the main way to start to bust through some of that social anxiety, some of those fears, not the huge ones, not with the ones where we truly need help. Definitely get help, definitely seek professional therapy and those kind of things if you suffer from real trauma and that type of thing. But if you're just feeling a little uneasy and anxious and having trouble just getting momentum, I want to give you these few ways. Because fear is really the belief that you don't have control, okay? That you can't change things. You can't bring yourself back to your power, okay? So we really get fear and resentful and those kind of things when we've given our power away, or we start to believe that we don't have power and that we can't take control of our lives and our thoughts and our feelings, okay? We can change those. We can work on those. And here's how. The first step is if you are in a situation that is really getting you, anxious and upset and that kind of stuff, step away and rest. Step away, give yourself some time so that you can gain perspective. Try to prevent this monkey mind, this really obsessing and really, downgrading yourself and having a lot of self-talk, but just going away and resting. I actually like to watch like a sitcom or something that kind of gets my brain back into fun and laughter and that kind of thing. And that helps me kind of rest and get my brain thinking about not the situation, right? So oftentimes I'll ask clients to tell me about a funny story and to break out of that mind, like where they're super feeling anxious, so that you can kind of reset, okay? Sometimes it's about getting quiet. Sometimes it's about taking a walk outside. Sometimes it's having a conversation with your favorite person. Okay. But some type of step away, reset. The second one is to talk it out with a reframe perspective. Okay. To reframe an event. Here's an example. I have a client who is very shy. And so in social situations, she walks in the room thinking, oh, nobody likes me. Okay, this is her mental mindset. So she goes in being anxious and that type of thing. And so she's such a loving and caring person. The reframe in her head is to think, how can she help other people feel comfortable? So how does she become a friend to people? How does she, and just to shift her from thinking they don't like me to how do I make somebody else think that they are liked, right? So we flipped it on his head and it's worked for her like magic, because so she might be sitting at a table quietly and then she looks and sees somebody else sitting at a table quietly, and maybe she goes over to them and sits down or invites them to sit with her. And now she's using her power for good. She's serving. If you watched our last week, she's offering a kind of service to someone else. And this flips you out of being so self-concerned and more about other concerned. And this really, really helps. So how do you reframe that thought of I'm not liked to how am I going to help other people feel liked? And it will shift things for you. Okay. So the third one is to put yourself in small situations where you start to face the problem. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. So, but the whole thing is you got to turn and face it. Okay. But don't it doesn't mean you have to jump out of the airplane. It means you can, with her, just taking a really small step, putting herself in situations where she can connect and meet more people. I have another client who's just having trouble getting out of the house. And I'm like, just go for a drive around, explore. If you walk into a shop or you walk into, the co-op or whatever, and you just are around people a little bit more, then get back in your car and go home. Just let's face it, in little tiny steps. I did this for myself around money, okay? So I believed my whole life that I wasn't good at math, and so I wasn't going to be good at money, and I was all heart and no success and prosperous and productive, okay? And I have slowly learned that I can, when I have a system, I don't have to do the math. So QuickBooks is my savior, and I love that I can do a few things and it shows up. But when I turned and explored it, looked at my options, started listening to other people and how they managed it, I started to learn that it's not that big of a deal. It's just something you got to do, and it just happens and it all comes together. So it was one of the ways that I stepped into a fear or a belief about myself that I didn't think I could do. And so I really want to help you think about, how do you turn and face your fear with love and kindness and a reframe of your mindset so that you can tackle the day and that you can tackle the things that seem insurmountable for you. Small baby steps, but also with that reframe in mind. If you want help with this is what I do in my office every day. So I would love to help you. Please give us a call and we'll, get you started. So have a fabulous week. Have a beautiful weekend. We're rolling into fall and into November here soon, and have fun on Halloween, but please be careful out there. This is Christy Schell with Zeal Coaching. Have a great week. Bye.